YouTube. This is Tammy with Elevated Living Today. And I'm trying to figure out, I may have to change out this. I'm gonna have to change out this screen on the front of my phone. Look like it got maybe water underneath it. Maybe. Let me see something. Cause it really doesn't matter. It looks better without the light. Let's see. Yeah, because just right in that corner, I think water has gotten under it. But let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my walk. I'm looking like what the lady's name is, Miss Evans from Good Time. I got my hair lit and hang out. I love my natural. This is the natural me. The natural me is not long and curly or long and flowy. It used to be. But I know after I did the big chop, I kept chopping it and chopping it and chopping it. So man, it don't grow back. But anywho, y'all, I'm getting ready to do my 60-minute walk on the treadmill, okay? I love me at every stage and every age of my life, right in the natural. This is me in the natural, plus earrings and some lip gloss. So, yeah, loving me at every age and every stage. Y'all do the same. I'm about to go live. Give me one more second. I mean, I'm already live. Oh, do I have my bottle of water? Okay. I don't know if I should do. Let me keep this bottle of water nearby just in case. I think I'm gonna put this one up here just in case. I feel like I need more water. I don't know. I was taking a lot on my date today. But anyways, we gotta get plugged up here. Turn the ring light off. Cause I feel like it's, let me see, what y'all think? Light or no ring? That's the ring light. With the ring light. And the other one is without it. I'm gonna leave it on for right now. But I gotta take that screen protector off my phone. Cause it looks like water may have gotten under it. It does have a crack in it. But I have another one. We're gonna do 60 minutes. Let's get started. Gonna go ahead and get started. I might not go as fast today because I ate pretty healthy breakfast. And I shouldn't have. But I'm still gonna do my 60 minutes, okay? Yeah. I just won't go as fast. I don't want to get a cramp either. But yeah, 60 minutes equaling 1 hour walking on the treadmill. This is day number 5. I feel so good that I can say day number 5. Day number 5. You heard 5. 5, boo. Yes. And I got on, oh, these sneakers feel so good. These are men's sneakers. Can y'all see them? I don't know if y'all can see them. But they feel good. I went walking yesterday. I walked a little trail. And my shoes look like the mud from underneath just wasn't coming out. So I didn't bring them in the house. I just threw them in the trash. I took them outside. I took them up outside and threw it in the trash. But I had never seen the mud caked up in there like that. So, or whatever that was. I ain't sure what it was. So I took them out and trashed them. So I caught these shoes on sale. They yellow, pretty yellow, but they are men's sneakers. And they feel so comfortable. I feel like I could jog. But I ate a pretty healthy breakfast, so I'm not gonna walk so fast, y'all. Okay? But I'm gonna walk. I don't think I'm gonna go up to, depending on how I feel. Alright? So we're gonna move. Yeah. After I treated one yesterday, something was just, ooh. I don't know what that was. Stuck all up in my shoe. But, yeah. I have exactly 1 hour, and then I have some place to go. 1 hour. I took the hat off today, y'all. I don't have on the hat. I was like, you know, I remember my hair used to be down my back. I had it permed, and I was younger, really thin. I had the long, pretty straight hair, and I loved to color it. I colored it because my mom used to color her hair a lot, and so I was coloring my hair from like my early 20s maybe. I colored my hair, but she always colored her hair this pretty auburn color. Look like I can't find that color, but it's a pretty color. She always colored her hair from a young age, and so I used to color my hair. Anyways, I had some blue hair added to my hair one time in Florida to represent the Orlando Magic. Was in the playoffs, and I'm a really huge, big fan, at least I was for a long time, of basketball. I really love basketball, but I don't get into it as much as I used to. But yeah, but I would always color it and cut it different styles. But one time I stopped and just let it grow. And it was permed, and it was long. I thought back too one time when I was really younger. My mom cut all my hair off because I had got all these sores all over my head from somewhere. And she used to wash my hair with, was it eggs and vinegar? Something in vinegar. And it got rid of those sores and my hair grew back. Hi everybody, thank you for visiting the live. And my hair grew back. So it grew long, it was permanent, and it used to, not down my back, but it was past my shoulders. And I know I had the same doctor for a long time, and the nurse was always saying, "Oh, you look like your mom." But anywho, I remember when I started going, I don't know, through this phase of this transition in my life. And my sister's husband, who had been around since I was 14 years old, was also, he was transitioning at this time. Really close to the family. He was like a brother, even though he's my sister's husband. He had been around so long. He's like a brother, but he transitioned back in 2009. And at that time, I was going through a personal transition myself. So I did what was called, I had tried to perm my hair one time, and to me, the perm didn't take like it usually do, and I liked the way it looked. It was really pretty, and so I was like, You know, all my life I've gotten my identity from, you know, how you feel about yourself, your self-image. A lot of times you pick it up from other people, especially when you're young, how they think of you, how they say you look. And and I was like, you know, I'm gonna embrace all of me. And it was in 2009, and I cut all my hair off. I was like, and I'm just gonna embrace the raw me, you know, without hair having a part of my identity per se, being at, oh, that's a big thing. So this is in 2009. I did the big chop. And every time it would grow, I would cut it back down. So I was looking, I did my, what you say, people call mirror work, but I've never taken any of these classes. I've seen it, some stuff about it later on. But I would get in the mirror and do my mirror work. I already love me, but I even fell more in love with me, my natural, what is that? Oh, I don't know what that is, keep eating like that. I think it's a stove. But anyway, to embrace my natural beauty, you know. So even though I like to wear wigs, plaits, braids, I remember one time I had some twists done, and I was playing around and hopped out of the bed and pulled the whole plait out right there. Oh my goodness. It hurt. I jumped out I jumped out really quick, and I had my hand somehow on that particular plait. And it's hair there, but it never really grows in that spot. So, and then I had some things to occur. Could have been natural, not natural. And there was this product I used, and I put it, it was across the front of my scalp, in the front, because I used to itch a lot. And it made my head swell up. I don't know what that was all about, but it swelled up so big. I went to the hospital, and they said it was an allergic reaction to that product. But guess who done lose? I've never used that product again. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen it on the shelf in years. So I don't know if others have had a reaction to it, but I don't want to call it a product. And then later on, I took something and it took out, thinned my hair out. It was coming out in clumps right across here. So, not really the back, but here. And ever since then, it's really, really thin, like than usual, because my hair used to be so daggone thick. Oh my goodness. It was so thick. Kind of glad for the thinning. But, and it's not near as thick as it used to be. So, you have things that occur in your life, throughout your life. And you cannot base your identity and your value on things that are really superficial. So, but when I want to do something different, me, I just love me, just like I am, even with the weight gain. Not ashamed of anything about me. I love every part of me because I know I am not this suit, this flesh suit, and I am not my hair. I'm not the color of my skin. I'm not my size. I'm not even my economic status. I am not my intellectual status or my educational status. Any of that does not determine my value. And you should let it determine yours. And that's why I make time out to pray and meditate every day, because my cup is so full. I love who I am. Every age of my life and every stage of my life. It's when you come into this world and you get around bad-minded people, bad-spirited people, and they'll make subtle suggestions to you, subtle treatments, and even from a young age. That's why you have to be careful who your children are around. Like my daughter, she's mostly been homeschooled because these people, bad-minded people are lurking everywhere. So whenever she gets out and face the world, she'll already know who she is. She already knows who she is without going through the process of trying to figure it out. Even though when people, they feel like you're very pretty and confident, some bad-minded people are trying to tear you down. They don't know your story. They don't know your journey. They don't know your process. They don't know anything about you, but they'll come into your life and try to tear you down. There are some people that even think things are happening to them naturally. And there are people that know things, especially if you're a pretty woman, a pretty female. You gotta be careful about being around a bunch of females. I'm telling you, if you get used to enjoying you and the Most High time, and if you have a husband, your husband time. But being around a lot of females, if you're a beautiful woman, honey, you better be careful, because these jealous, evil people, honey, you don't know the things some of these witches know. These witches know things, and your body will start going through things, and some of you'll think it's natural. Not all the time. Some of these people, I'm telling you, some of them are evil, especially now with the World Wide Web. People studying you, lurking, watching you. Yeah, and you kind of better be careful about telling people where you live, where you are, where you're going, because some of these bad-minded people are sitting back and preying on individuals right from the World Wide Web, and you have to be careful. And some of that you can't even stop because some of them work back there. But anywho, don't take it lightly. I'm telling you, being so quick to always give your surroundings, even if you don't give them your address and you show them different areas around where you live, or they'll find you. So be careful. But anyways, getting back to where I was, there is, if you are, and all women are beautiful, and we become in different colors, shapes, sizes, but there are some women that if you really are a beautiful sight to see, and you hang around a lot of women, you better be very careful. I'm telling you. And don't have a high sex appeal. Something might happen to you and you think it's natural. You think you naturally, oh, that just happened. Maybe it's because, honey, them evil witches and got together and done some evil crap. So I'm telling you, you Be careful. Anyway, but getting back, and a lot of times, even when you're born with looks that seems to be more looking than others, you don't even prize yourself on your looks. But you better believe there's some bad-minded person back there looking and thinking evil thoughts, okay? And making evil plans. But there are some things that I've seen happen to people and they think it's natural, especially the ones that hang in these groups of women. You'll be surprised of the evilness that's lurking. But whatever, especially if you're able to keep going after those incidences or whatever they are, you do so. Because even from the beginning, life is not that superficial. You shouldn't be. Because these are just earth suits that we're rocking while we're here. Earth suits, you rock it at every stage, every phase, and every age of your life. Just keep your spirit high, keep your mind right, keep your hands clean, and do that. And you'll still be just as happy in your life. Okay, it doesn't matter. But there is also, in addition to that, you have mass media that sets beauty standards for the world to follow. And just because you notice indifferences, it doesn't mean that you have a problem with them, because you can go around and see the different treatments of the different ethnic groups, nationalities, and people, especially with the original descendants of the black slaves in the U.S. There is, I'm not talking about all, but the descendants of the original slaves of the U.S., it's almost as if there's some type of plan to, when you look at it and check things out across the board, but you have to have your eyes open. But anywho, there are a lot of people that don't care and are not concerned, because when the problem doesn't hit your house, you don't care about it. There are some people right now today, every month, every year, you know, whatever, they can go out, help other individuals. But I've noticed that, I was watching one teaching where a person said, you don't do that, because if people wanted those things for themselves, they can have it. But I know I'm drifting here and there, and that's what I'm gonna do, okay? So, but anyways, y'all kind of see where I'm coming from. But anywho, you gotta learn and develop a healthy self-image for yourself, a healthy self-love for yourself, that no matter what age, what stage, what phase, what you go through, what you encounter, that you're gonna love yourself. Because this world, there is an energy, I'm not gonna say this world, but there are energies, bad-minded, bad-spirited people lurking for individuals that they can pretty much destroy Evil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And and that's true. That's never going away. So when people show up in your life, you really need to evaluate and see what they are there for. If there's someone shows up in your life and trying to really befriend you, asking you a lot of questions, take away sometimes for a day, fast, meditate, so you can see who they truly are. Because people have on so many masks, you know. There are a lot of wolves and wolverines out here, so y'all be careful and be attentive, eat right. I'm a strong believer too, since I started eating more healthier and fasting, that it plays a big part in your life and what you can see spiritually, what you can see that's not so easily revealed. The better we eat, and I know sometimes for some people it's really hard, but the more you can pull away from meat and eat more vegetables, fruits, and things of that nature, drink more water instead of picking up that Pepsi. Forgive me, Lord. I don't want to get banned on here for saying that. But instead of picking up that soda, because my sister loves that drink, but instead of picking up that drink that's really not the healthiest, pick up something that can actually fuel your body. Because it's your vehicle here. It's really not who you are. You house the earth suit. Okay? You house the earth suit. And a lot of times, a lot of people, especially with advertising, they'll come to you with something, and now, especially now with social media, they're monitoring. If you're on here on a regular basis, on any social media platform, you're being monitored. Your habits, what you look at, what you like, and even if you have fake accounts, but you're doing it from the same phone, they monitor you and study you. So you'll receive advertising on feeds, and a lot of them target what you, if they study enough, what you feel like you may be lacking or not happy with. And a lot of times they just take a wild guess or try to create that feeling by making that suggestion. And you then in turn may feel a little down and say, oh, I need this, I want to try this. And after a while, you got a house and a closet full of products that don't work, you don't use, none of them work, because a lot of things, a lot of times, a lot of people are doing things, they're getting under the knife per se, having things done. They're having things done probably that as your everyday average person can't afford to do. And even, especially like if you work all the time, you don't have time to really exercise. And even if you're doing hard manual labor, sometimes it's not really geared to you isolating muscles, isolating different movements, so that you are actually doing exercises that build you up. So that's when sometimes you can see people work a job, and sometimes it causes body movement, but you don't see any type of build-up or weight loss. Is because it's work. A lot of it is not really the exercise, and then, or the proper exercise, and then if you go about your day, your eating habits, then dealing with situations in your life, a lot of people, they pay for people to deal with situations in their life, deal with their children. There are a lot of people, their children are raised by someone else. They have nannies come in. Is it really wrong? No, but I'm saying that don't judge yourself based off of superficial things that people offer you. And you really don't know how their lives are really, they're able to really stand before you in a way and then offer you something, and really they're not going at it the way you are. But there are people, they have the luxury. It's not a sin, it's not bad. I'm just saying, don't overjudge yourself too much. Because there are people, they have it to where they pay people to nanny their children. They pay assistants to come in and handle anything that may seem stressful, or they have cooks too that come in, but then come in and say they're your life coach or they're coaching you. And a lot of people are plants. There are some people who have gone through the process, but there are a lot of people that are just plants that have been planted before you, and you have to be careful. And a lot of times they get the plants get the bigger platforms, and all it is mainly is a type of performance, because they're not dealing with the children every day, even when you're at work, thinking about the children, what sometimes what you have to prepare when you get home, or are they okay, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to go home, clean house, cook. A lot of those things you have to do on a regular basis. There are a lot of people that pay people to do those things. And sometimes the people they pay them very little. So with your everyday, learn to be happy with you. Let's go somewhere. Learn to be happy with you, happy where you are, every stage of your life. Even sometimes there are people that they're such an influence on people. Sometimes they don't even have to pay them to do certain things. They'll do it for free. So there are a lot of people that don't have the lifestyle that you have, but you'll judge yourself and compare yourself based on others. But you shouldn't do that. So, so just every day do things that you can do that are healthier, for you. Starting with your thoughts, the way you think about yourself, the way you feel about yourself. Love you at every age, every stage, every phase of your life. Love you. You're in your youthfulness, embrace it, rock it, and as you get middle age, embrace it, rock it, and when you head into older age, embrace it and rock it. Every day you get up and you keep doing what it is that's in your heart to do. Every day get up and do it. You're going to have things that come along, cause like a contraction in your life, challenge, you know, some of your trials or tribulation, hardship, you know, but the thing is not to stay there. You still have to get up somehow, pull yourself up by the bootstrap and keep going, because it's in you to keep going, to keep moving, to keep pursuing your dreams, because the Most High has put those desires in you. And every day, work on your capabilities as far as your body, your thinking capacity. What is that? That's you? Yeah, there's something back there. But yeah, you keep it going. And sometimes, you know, you can go through things that are natural, like that occurs, like somebody transitioning, and y'all really close, and it may affect you more than it affects others, and people don't understand it sometimes when they haven't gone through it, or they don't have to go through it. You can still be gentle with yourself, because you're the one that's walking your journey, living your journey. At every age, every stage, every phase of your life. And sometimes when you go through challenges, whether it be a trial or tribulation, a transition of a loved one, loss of a job, loss of some type of income, loss of your home, loss of your car, like, you know, it can happen to people. And sometimes when you go through things, those things can happen. But you have to be careful, because sometimes even when you're in a downward like spiral, some people will come along and they'll kick you while you're down, beat you while you're down, take you out while you're down. But if you get to that place while you're down, make sure you're praying, you're fasting, still praying, still fasting, still meditating, still doing what you need to do to hold on in this life, because it's a promise. If you don't give up, it's a promise. If you don't faint, you're going to reap all of the good that you sow in this world. Because there are a lot of bad-minded people, bad-spirited people, and a lot of them are so influential that they'll get people that are decent-minded on their team. You know, they'll get them under their grip, doing what they want them to do, and somehow cause them to see negative in you that probably don't even exist, but they're somehow being influenced by negative energies. So you have to be the strong one, whoever I'm talking to. May not be everybody, even if it's one somebody, because you never know, okay? There is anything you can rise up from, because the same spirit that quickeneth Christ, that same very one lives and dwells in you. And as long as you don't forget that, that same spirit will quicken in you every single time. You will get this strength from out of nowhere, this comeback power from out of nowhere. If you don't quit and you don't give up, because that's what it's all about. There are times, like this lady, I heard about pretty much family. I cried when I heard it. It was so sad. Her 4-year-old child this was just a couple of days ago. Her 4-year-old child was drowning, and she jumped in to save him and didn't make it. She didn't make it, but there was this rescue boat or somebody in their own boat that was really a hero of that day. Said they was able to scoop up the child, and then when they got to her, they got there just a minute too late. Oh man, and she drowned. Ooh, that's something. So that was her 4-year-old child, and she also has a new baby, not even a year old. She has a new baby that's not even a year old. But those are the things you don't know. You don't look for to. It's fine and dandy if you make it to be the richest person in the world, the most popular person in the world, or you make it to be, everybody knows you. I don't know how that's going to pan out, because Michael Jackson said he didn't get to live a normal life. Just a thing we take for granted. He valued just being able to go in the store, just shop for himself, But anyways, that what she did was so heroic. And her 4-year-old child will get to go on just a little bit further in life because of that. And that's something any mother would have done, because I think even if you can't swim and you see your child drowning, you're going to get out there and try. That's just the mother's love. But anyway, that was really sad. So, to hear. But, wow. And there are people that probably will hear that and just walk right past it. But they'll run and clout chase somebody they think can give them more popularity, more this, more that, But having said that, I say now that wherever you are, and I am, if I know of somebody that's out fishing with their children, because you don't think of that when you're on dry land, that drowning could be the result. But I think even now, probably should even make it a law that even when you're fishing, you and the children should have on life jackets. That would be a good thing. Maybe it'll help save more lives. So, even though that water's full of alligators, we used to fish on it, the creek, but I think on the other side from where they were at. But my dad fished there a lot. Not in that particular spot, but that body of water goes a long ways, wide and long. It goes a long way. So, we're not in that particular spot where that happened. But, yeah. So, if you're around water, your little ones are around water, have them on life jackets. You know, I don't know what all occurred then, but even if you're out fishing, but you know, especially the tiny ones, they love water. You don't know when they'll run for it, what's going through their mind. You know, their little minds, you don't know when or if they'll just jump in and give it a go, okay? So, yeah, just make it a safety practice that if you're around a large body of water or a swimming pool, you know, even if they can swim, the little kiddos, I think, even if they could swim, I would have them on a, you know, a life jacket in the pool. And then if you're able to sit there and watch it remove, you can take it off. But accidents happen. You know, things happen. Some things you just can't prevent. But I don't think you could ever go wrong with being cautious. All right? Being safe as possible. So even if you're fishing, out fishing on dry land, and you got the little ones with you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put them on 8 years old. Put them on a life jacket, a life vest. So if something goes down, they have a better chance at survival. And you too. You know, I don't know if she was tired by the time she got to him, or her mind, she just got freaked out, you know, thinking of the possibilities. You know, anything can happen. But anywho, it's such a sad occurrence. But I'm at 44 and a half minutes. We're doing 60 minutes. Right now I'm at 3 miles an hour. So I kind of feel like I could jog today, but this is day 5. I'm not going to jog just yet. You know, you can need to jog on this treadmill. It's a nice treadmill. When I read it, it's not like, I know I've seen some of the smaller ones that really doesn't have any horsepower, or they're not really good quality. But this one is like a miniature, good one. Just gotta work with the smaller version. But it's still gonna get the same results, especially if you're consistent. If you're consistent, you'll get the same or even more results. So yeah, remember, y'all, going back to this, love yourself more. Have a healthy love for yourself in this world. Because there are different people that are admired and adored and idolized. And there are probably people that don't even know that mother. But that was so heroic. You know, she jumped in, tried to save her 4-year-old. But she didn't make it. So I'm not sure what happened at every second on that one. Because I know one time I was at the beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. It was Daytona, my daughter and I, because I would be at the beach almost every other day when I was in Florida. And one time at the beach, there was this young guy two of them out there playing, they go out, they want to jump the waves or swim the waves. But this day, I can tell when the water is a little, like, more aggressive. So this day, the water was more aggressive. And he went out there, and he was drowning. And it was about 6 or 7 people ran out, and they saved him. And there's a lot of people that has lost their lives in that particular body of water. But that day, that person made it out. Okay? It was like 6 to 7 people. They was able to get a hold of it. And that water was so aggressive. My daughter and I didn't get in. We just sat at the edge. But some days we go to the beach, and those waves are, ooh, yeah. If you're not careful, you got an overcurrent and an undercurrent. Ooh, one of those currents come through and take you out to sea. Have to be careful. But anyways, if you're at a body of water, try to make sure your little one has a life vest or some kind of flotation device nearby. Oh God. Ooh-wee. Especially with that one. It was just on dry land. I remember many of days we went fishing at that same body of water. I used to even walk the ledge right there many a time. Because my aunt loved to fish. And my cousin and I would be right there walking the ledge, sitting on the ledge. Many a days. Ooh. Good time. Yeah. We had 49.5 minutes. And I'm at 3 miles an hour. I really don't feel like taking it up any further, but let me take it up 2 points, and then I'll take it up 3 more to get at 3.5. So by the time I reach 60 minutes, I'll be at 3.5 miles per hour. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with highlighting your beauty, fixing yourself up. But I do notice too, the older I get, I care about it, my appearance, but I really don't care what people think about it. So I love me, I accept me, I adore me, and I have a great, healthy self-love for myself, and I always have. But when you enter this world, if you're not around people who have a healthy self-love for themselves, it's going to be a learning experience, a journey for you to acquire that particular attribute of being able to have a self-love for yourself, a healthy self-love, loving you no matter what people think. You may go through something in life that causes a change in how you look, probably something you didn't have any control over. So what do? Get in that mirror, say those affirmations, fall in love even more with you. Because you may just look a little different, talk a little different, move a little different, a little older. Could be that, or it could be something else. But I love you at every age, every stage, every phase in your life. Have a healthy self-love and a healthy self-image. Don't be so quick to allow someone who's probably more than likely insecure in themselves to try to tear you down because they don't love themselves like you love yourself. So keep loving on you. This is a love on you day. Every thought you think today, let it be one of a healthy self-love. When you admire yourself, you know, some people say, some people get arrogant, but sometimes when people don't know you, or know what you go through, know what you overcome, or how hard you have to fight through things to be where you are, they can misread you, misunderstand you. But that's them. That's not you. So don't stop loving on yourself, valuing yourself, appreciating yourself, because when you do that too, you give yourself more and everyone around you a better you. Your children get a better you, your community get a better you, your family get a better you, your co-workers get a better you. That's a biggie. Because once you love you more and know who you are, whose you are, you know, you deal with life a little better and you don't make everybody around you miserable because you're miserable and saying, that's just how I am. Well, everybody can be mean, nasty, bossy, just bad-minded, bad-spirited, but they choose not to be. And sometimes, depending on that work, if you have a job, they don't have an option to be, because they'll get dismissed. So be mindful. Take care of your inner self. Doesn't mean you have to be weak. Being mean and nasty don't mean you're strong. But being kind doesn't mean you're weak. Being polite doesn't mean you're weak. All right, y'all. But for the most part, no matter how anyone acts around you, love, 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 love on you. We got 5 minutes left, and I am up to 3.5. We're at 55 minutes and some change. All righty. Taking it one step at a time. 2 minutes. 10 minutes. One step at a time. Hey. Hey. Whenever I get on the treadmill, I like to jog at least 15 minutes of that. I put on my music, jog to the music, jog to the beat of the music, or walk to the beat of the music. You got any rhythm? So you know, but just make sure you be safe. Everybody can't do it. I have 4 more minutes to go. But watch that step, yeah. Hmm. 2 minutes to go. Um, I gotta call y'all. I'm almost finished. I don't be allowed to stop. Okay, 60 minutes. Stop in the name of love. People break my heart. Stop in the name of love. Before you break my heart, think it over. Think it over. Hey, stop in the name of love. Ooh, y'all. I am finished here. This is my workout for today. I'm so beautiful. I love me. I can see the love in my face. Anywho, yeah, that's healthy self-love. Okay, so I love everything about me. And what I love most of all is that I can walk every day with my head held not high and not from pride, but because I know my hands are clean, I've done right by people, I haven't tried to get with other people to have them to turn on somebody, I haven't tried to sabotage anyone's life, do anything evil and bad. And I always used to pray when I was going to the building. So I don't say church anymore, the building. I always used to pray and ask God, because I used to see it a lot. Please don't allow me to team up with other people against anybody unknowingly. You know, help me guide my steps. Help me to keep my hands and my heart clean, because it's so easy to do. And birds of a feather, they do flock together. Remember that. Birds are, even though you try to be cool with everybody, if you know somebody that's hanging out really close with people that you are for certain dislikes you, you better be careful of that person. I don't care what kind of good heart you have. If you know people who are hanging out really, really close with people who dislike you, you know, be careful, all I can say. be very careful how you move about. And that's what I like. That's why I can smile so hard. I got a big old Kool-Aid smile. Thank God I still got enough teeth that I don't have to feel a complex about smiling, because if you smiling, you don't have any teeth, boy, these people will pick at you so bad, mean you so bad, you want to disappear. But thank God if you develop a healthy self-image, even if it comes to that, if you choose not to get any dentures or any implants, get any screws in your head, then, and if you don't have any teeth, keep on smiling, because that's what this world is missing, a lot of good, pure hearts. I'm telling you. Sometimes you feel a complex about doing certain things, and sometimes you want to do things, do it anyway. If it's good, show people love. This world needs it so bad. Only people really get love are the people who are in positions most of the time where they feel like somebody can put them in a place where they can make more money or become more popular. Those people, their feet are worshipped and kissed. And sometimes they may need it, who knows? But, because Michael Jackson, sure enough, I feel like he definitely needed it, and that's why God put him in a place where he could receive all that love, you know, especially with all of that awesome energy he just circulated out in society. So thank goodness he was able to get that back and some, even though there are a lot of negative, bad-minded, bad-spirited people still on the trail. Hey, you have to keep going until you finish your course. You fought a good fight. Keep that good fight of faith. That's what it's all about. Every age, every stage. And that's why I come on here too. I don't have on a wig. I don't have my hair done. And my daughter, she does hair now. Does nails. And I keep she doing my take them off. But I think I'm gonna get them done today. She'll do them and I'll bite them off. But sometimes I keep them on. But these days and times, I'm really not out there like that. Not dealing with a lot of people like I used to do, like when I worked in, one time I worked for the sheriff's office, then I worked in the community, and I worked for the church. So you're dealing with a lot of people, and people are so quick to throw subtle cut downs at you, you know, shoot them shots at you subtly. Some people they have, how should I say, is an expert at giving backhanded comments. They're an expert at trying to cut you down real subtly. So y'all, that's why you have to have a self-care practice where you're really taking care of yourself. Whatever that means for you. You don't even let this gal determine what that is for you. But I know some of the main things I like to do is prayer and meditation, a lot of meditation, okay? Some read their Bible, you read whatever positive literature that you've been led to read, because some of us have read the Bible so much that, you know, there's some things that are being said in a way that you can receive it and that you need to receive it, that's in another book, you know, so don't stop reading that book if that's your main source like it is for mine. But, you know, read other books too. It doesn't have to be a big book. Read, you know, you can get on even on the internet and read positive articles. Anyways, y'all, let me see. We got people in the house. Thank y'all for stopping through. We have, oh my goodness, says, Auntie looking good. Thank you. I really can't read. I don't know if it's this light. Okay, there we go. What is that? Commandante? Yeah, not sure. Missy Premises, hello. I've seen you on here my live a couple of times. Good morning to you, Missy Premises. And then we have Kenny Wright. Thank you for the heart. And I think, what is that, Ruby Napi says hi. And Ozine Walking in Medicine, have a good day. Ozine Walking in Medicine, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all, peace and beautiful blessings. I am out. I got somewhere to be in just a few minutes. Peace and beautiful blessings. Gotta get a shower. Bye.